Dave, you're muted, man.
Welcome,
You're
everybody,
all muted.
to the Six Nuts Podcast, episode 42. As you can tell, live episode number 1, as I was muted.
Paul and Bhavin got to unmute.
I'm
There
unmuted.
we go.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
We can all hear you. Welcome, everybody. This is the Six Nuts Podcast, first ever live episode. This is exciting. We got, as always, I am your host, Dave, joined, as always, by Jordan, Angus, Paul Bourgon, and a very, very special guest, Bhavin Prajapati. Bhavin, welcome.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be on a live podcast for once. The first one ever. So this is like huge moment.
This is great, man. So we are, just to let everybody know, we are live on our YouTube. So at Six Nuts Comedy, live on our YouTube. So go check us out there. Follow, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We are also live on our Six Nuts Instagram channel. So at Six Nuts Comedy. And live on Bhavin's Instagram, which is _Bhavin. So make sure you like, subscribe to all those channels. And then the great thing about a live podcast is that if you have any comments that you want to make them. We will see them in real time. And actually, it's a good chance for us to communicate, talk with our audience, whether it be 1, 2, or audience of thousands. So by all means, comment on anything that we're talking about, but please keep the comments respectful. This is a family show. We want to keep it.
Sure it is.
Anyway, welcome to episode 42. Bhavin, your first ever live podcast, man. Your thoughts. Give us your thoughts. Like, this is the first period intermission of a hockey game. So I'm going to ask you, how you feeling right now?
That's a weird analogy, but okay. We'll go with it. It feels weird. Feels like I've done university talks over like Zoom and stuff. So this is kind of what it feels like right now, except like I also haven't like met obviously some of my followers on like in university, but I mean, it's just like stand-up comedy. You just gotta have fun with the mic, right?
Absolutely. We got a lot we want to talk to you about, but we'll get to that after we do our first segment. We got Hold Our Beer coming up. We got a segment called Whose Joke Is It Anyway, which we do whenever we have a special guest. And we're going to talk about a lot of things. But let's get the thoughts from our Jordan and Paul Bourgon. Gentlemen, your thoughts on a live podcast. Paul, let's start with you.
It doesn't feel live. It just feels like we're doing another podcast. So I know I got to mind my P's and Q's and my A's, B's, C's, D's, E's, and G's. But that's my thought. You know, it's I'm curious to see who is watching this right now. It's good that we're doing it on a Sunday night though, because everybody's just sitting there right now like this in front of the TV.
Yeah.
You know? So why wouldn't you watch, right? But
absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you everybody for whoever is watching.
That's a great point. If you're watching, let us know. Just give us a comment. Let us know you're watching, and we will know that you are with us, and that helps us a lot. So, Jordan, your thoughts. I know you got one eye on the TV because you're Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, I got like 5 eyes going on right here. I'm checking our YouTube channel to see what the comments are saying. I'm checking the Instagram. I'm watching you guys. I'm checking the Packers game, and I'm pissed off. But I'm here. I'm ready to go. I was going to give you a first period intermission, interview. But no, that's how I'm feeling. I'm trying to keep focused on everything at once.
Jordan's like that banker in Deal or No Deal. You know, the guy up in the booth there. He's got like 19 monitors. Everything's on the go. So,
anyway. Do you guys find those mid-period interviews like, so what are your plans for the next? Well, we're just going to try to get the puck across the net there and get the defense to step up. And it's the same interview every single time. Like, what do you think we want to do? We want to win. Next question.
I can't stand those interviews. You know, one time I want them to say to the guy, listen, the rumor is that you're sleeping with the captain's girlfriend.
Yeah, something like that, you know?
Something real, man.
Really grind.
Give us something.
Yeah.
I only smashed once. It doesn't count.
Exactly. I did not inhale, so it doesn't count. All right.
I totally inhaled.
Yeah, exactly. So, Bhavin, we start every episode with a segment called Hold My Beer, where we go around the virtual room and we share with everybody our beverage choice, whether it be alcoholic, non-alcoholic. I've done tea before. I took some heat for it, but I did some tea before. So whatever you're drinking, we're not going to judge. We're not going to judge.
Okay.
We will judge Paul and Jordan.
Fair enough. I'm drinking water in a very.
Oh wait, hang on, time out. Whoa, we gotta do the intro, man. We gotta do the intro. We got a banger intro. So here it is. What's the segment called?
Hold my beer.
I'm here.
All right. Hold my beer. People show. So let's start with our guest of honor, Bhavin Prajapati.
Yep.
Instagram at @not_Bhavin.
Dave, why are you so choppy?
Yeah, you're really choppy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so choppy.
It's probably because we're live.
It sounds like your mic is muffled.
Yeah.
You sound
Really,
like System of a Down, man.
Yeah. Or you're having a
No.
seizure. You sound like System of a Down.
Maybe I am. If I'm having a seizure,
There, you're
if
good
I
now.
drop dead, just carry on without me.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah. All right. So Bhavin, let's go to you. Your beverage of choice for episode 42.
It's water, but it's in a very Indian glass. So it's
Indian water.
It might be considered Indian water. No, it's like this is like in every traditional like Indian home has like these copper or like stainless steel cups. I grew up with it. It's still that's the way I drink water. It tastes good. I don't know.
Cool.
Fantastic.
Does it make a difference?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
Okay.
Maybe like a placebo effect. I'm like, oh, this feels like foam.
Psychosomatically, yeah.
Which is fine. Like I'll take it.
Good.
All right. So now you have to drink it and you have to give us a rating. So you're going to be rating water. So give us a rating out of 10. Out of 10.
I rated a 9.5 out of 10. How's that?
Wow. 9 point.
Some good water.
Highest water rating
good
we've
water,
ever
yeah,
had.
It's good water. Auto water is good water.
Fantastic. All right. Let's go, Paul. Let's go to you for your beverage of choice for this.
I don't know if I've ever done this one before, but I chose Bud Light Lime.
No, you have not.
Yeah, Bud Light Lime. I was
nice.
I've done Bud Light strawberry kiwi, I think it was, which is delicious. So I thought I'd try this out. You guys ever had this before?
Bud Light
Yeah,
Lime?
actually, I
think
have.
yes.
It's good.
I'll be the judge of that one.
Yeah, okay. Joe's on. How's it going? Not your average Joe. Oh, Paul did not like that.
Yeah.
He says, "Yeah, boys."
All right. Hello.
It's good. It tastes like beer with a hint of lime in it. Like, I mean, so pretty much Corona, you know? Like,
Yeah, pretty
yeah,
much.
it's pretty good. Yeah. I know the reason why you guys know why they put limes in Coronas?
No, sir.
Really? It's because of the bitter taste. It's because of the shitty taste of the beer. It's to take that like dead taste of like warm beer out of the.
Really?
Yeah. It's to make the beer taste better. I
You
could
know
be
your
wrong.
beer, your beer's in trouble when you have to put
Yeah,
a lime
really.
in it to suppress
Like
the taste.
Bavin's drinking water with copper to make it taste better. Yeah, I'm drinking
Yes,
lime
sir.
beer. So Jordan, can't wait to see what you got.
Paul,
See, I would
Paul, you gotta
assume
give us
that
rating.
beer tastes better if you drink more beer.
Yeah, 8.571.
8.571. Could you be a little more precise, please?
8.571 and a half.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much. That's a good rating. Very good rating. All right, let's go to Jordan. If you're not too busy watching the Green Bay Packers lose.
Actually, I'm checking our comments, man. I'm still on the extremely Caucasian dry January, and I've been very tempted to drink, but I haven't. I haven't been broken. Last night was
Just inside your.
oh yeah. Last night was a tough one, but I'll get to that in a little bit. Anyway, so I'm drinking by Above. It's non-alcoholic gin and tonic.
Ooh.
I really like gin and tonic, so if this sucks, I'm gonna be
Non-alcoholic gin and tonic.
yeah.
Okay?
That's
Yeah.
great, man.
Smells like cleaner, so it means it's pretty close.
Non-alcoholic gin and tonic or Windex.
Little Lysol to wash down dinner.
It tastes like what Windex smells like. I'm just kidding. It's
Wow.
actually it's pretty good. I wouldn't
Well,
mind
at least your insides will be cleaned out.
yeah.
Exactly.
No, it's pretty good for a non-alcoholic beverage. It was better than last week's.
All right, and we're all waiting. Drum roll.
I'm gonna give it a 6.49.
649. Hey, you should buy a lottery ticket.
I should.
You should. All right. I will end this segment with, you know what? I thought I'm going to go non-alcoholic as well. You know, so just to make Paul feel really
Don't
bad.
like to drink alone.
It's a French beer. It's called Hobridge Sans Limite. And excuse me, I don't know how it can be non-alcoholic. It's 0.5%, but anyway.
That's it. That's
here we go. Sip.
I don't even need to hear this rating. I know it's gonna be shit.
Yeah, it's flat. It's kind of tasteless. It's like water.
Dave, you should put a lime in there.
I should put a lime in there. I'm going to give it a rating. I mean, it's good enough to drink, so it's going to pass. I'll give it a 6.2749.
Because Mike's doing the fucking choppy shit again.
Okay,
Really?
well, I'll do this. When Dave goes choppy, let's just do this, okay? Yeah.
Joe says
Right.
he's with you, Paul. He's with you.
Thanks.
So I guess he's having a drink with us.
I love it. I love that Joe's watching. Fuck, that's awesome.
Me too, man.
awesome.
Let us know what you guys are drinking, because I see there's a few comments here. Someone says non-alcoholic H2O Onic or whatever. What are you guys drinking at home?
I can actually show that. You know, that's the brilliance of technology, man.
Do it,
So we
man.
gotta-
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah,
Thoughtbroker. Thoughtbroker made a comment on YouTube. Says non-alcoholic H2O Nick.
Sweet. Joe's drinking Bud.
It's good for him.
Joe's drinking
I don't
Bud.
know.
All right, we like Joe.
Joe never
Cheers.
lets you down, eh? Even
Joe,
when he lets you
appreciate
down, he doesn't let you down.
I know. Tell Joe we need a rating. If he wants to participate, he needs to give us a rating.
Yeah, let's
Joe,
just
can you
shut
hear
up
me?
and wait. Let's just all.
Yeah, let's
wait.
just watch
Okay,
vigorously.
we're gonna wait for you, Joe.
He's like, yeah,
He's like logged off. We'll be here all day.
yeah.
All right. Well, we got Glenn Sloan is watching. Thank you, Glenn, for
Oh,
watching.
good,
He
good
says
boy.
non-alcoholic for me tonight too. So there you
Sweet.
go. So Paul, look at Paul's in tears now.
I am. I am a sad human being.
Joe
Yeah.
says,
Not for long,
oh man, Bud is a solid 8. He gives it an
Solid 8. Nice. We like that. We appreciate that, Joe. Anybody else watching? Feel free to comment on anything that we've drunk or we've said,
Drank.
or you've drank, whatever. You can tell
All
I
you
did really well in English.
non-alcoholics there should know that.
8.
So that brings an end another rounding edition of Hold My Beer. All right. Back. So, Bhavin, we have a list of about 30 questions to fire off. You're all giving me the chop signal.
There
which
you
is-
go. You're better. I don't know what it is. Yeah.
By the way, that's really racist of you guys to do that. So
Oh, we're not tomahawking here. Okay?
I would
Yeah.
please.
Karate
You're the
chopping.
idiot. We have one. Okay.
I would ask that you please refrain from doing that kind of stuff because that hurts my feelings.
You want me to wax on, wax off instead?
Exactly.
Asshole.
Yeah. You won't be able to see that if I whack it off. Yeah.
Exactly. All right. So, Bhavin, tell us a little bit more about. I mean, we're not going to ask. Success. You give me the chop sign again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're good.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, guys. So bear with me.
It's all
So
good.
I might be
100%.
buffering in and out. So I'll stop talking. Bhavin, maybe tell us how you have reached your Instagram success.
Oh God, how? Well, it happened about a year ago. Around this time, maybe like this is probably it was actually January 2nd, and what basically happened was I wanted to make myself laugh, and for some because I didn't get a job interview, and I thought I had the job and just completely kind of missed it, and I was really bummed out for it. And I was trying to make myself laugh, and I don't know, I just thought of this like notion based on this one line in Star Wars where they say ancient religion. I'm like, oh, it's Hinduism. Then it clicked. I'm like, how come no one's done Indian Darth Vader? So then I rushed to the computer. I just basically make it in like 2 hours, and then I post it, and I'm just like, oh, this is funny, whatever. And I check my phone after like 2 hours. It just starts going up and up and up, and next thing you know, it hits like 18 million in like 3 weeks.
How does it happen? Like,
God.
you send it to your friends? Like, I assume at that point you had like, 150 or 500 followers, let's say.
No, I had like 50 followers.
Yeah.
50.
I had 50, and it
My
was just
God.
like, it was mostly my friends, and like I used to write poetry a lot. So I used to post my poetry there. That's how like Instagram started 5 years ago. I was just writing poetry for the most part.
Cool.
And I still do, like I'll still post them on Instagram, but it's not as much as I used to. But yeah, that's basically how it happened. It wasn't planned. There wasn't like this strategy. I literally was just I made myself laugh, and apparently others had the same sense of humor as me. So, and that just exploded into this like Instagram Indian accent thing, which is like
That's
it almost never
insane.
fails in some ways. But
So how many followers did you go up to? Like thousands of followers from
yeah,
that? Or?
I'm at 25,000 in 1 year, but I haven't been trying though, to be honest with you. I've only done like 4 Vader scenes, and 2 of them are not even from the original movies.
Wow,
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
that's
So-
amazing.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to like not like figure out other ways out to get followers. I'm supposed to be like, kind of like a one-trick pony, and obviously, you know, I have a tech brain, so I was able to kind of like reverse engineer and strategize a little bit, and so I have like near infinite material. That's why I like choice fatigue on what to do next, which is like a good problem, but it's kind of annoying too. But
Wow,
Yeah.
that's a major problem. Having so much material, you don't know what to present.
I'm lucky.
That's a tough
I'm lucky.
problem.
I'm grateful. I'm really grateful. Trust me.
Bhavin, you had made a video. It's an Eminem video that
Yeah.
he tagged me in, and like as a collaborator,
Yeah.
and that went viral. And I have to tell you, it was so annoying for
It
me
was
because I'm getting like it hit what, like it's almost at I think it's
700
3/4 of a
something.
million.
yeah.
Yeah.
Around there. Yeah.
And so I'm
Holy
getting like
cow.
all these like notifications with likes on it. I don't know
Yeah.
how you can keep up with it, but I was like, you see your notification bar, and I'm waiting for a certain notification to
Yeah.
pop up, and I'm like,
Yeah, it must have been so annoying getting rid of that red 1 on
Yes.
your phone. Eh?
Oh yeah. No, it's it never,
Yeah.
Go away.
it
Yeah.
never goes away. No, it's like I mean, I don't have notifications show up on my phone display, so I have to go in and check every single time.
Yeah.
But I watch them intensely for every video launch for like a good 20, 48 hours, because I do watch how the numbers go, because I kind of know I have like a feel. It's almost like watching like a home run or not, like kind of go in the field. You're kind of watching the ball as you kind of do the run,
Cool.
and you want to know where the ball is, right? So to make your next move.
That's awesome.
That's incredible. So yeah, I mean, how do you follow that up, man? That's a high bar that you got to follow up on.
I
man.
know I still can't beat 18 million with Indian Vader. Like I still can't.
Were
beat
you
it.
always a Star Wars fan? Were you always into?
Oh yeah, I
like-
know. I've been the biggest Star Wars fan you can meet.
I
Like,
don't know about that, but like, I mean, you've seen some of these
Yeah.
people out there, yeah. But yeah, no, you keep going.
Yeah. So, but it's like I'm not as much as I used to be, but like you look back to my childhood, it's like the prequels and like everything. And that was the first time I actually watched Star Wars.
yeah,
So maybe StreamYard then.
Maybe
maybe.
StreamYard.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it could very well be.
So, but I mean, I got a chance to see the prequels in the theaters, so that's like a huge privilege, I think, to each watch the original, at least something by George Lucas in the theaters, kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I hate about Star Wars though is like everything's out of order. Like
You shut your
the
mouth.
original is not number one. Like for simpletons like me, that's really
You
hard to
shut your
follow.
mouth.
I
That's
can't
fair. That's fair.
Dave. Yeah, you shut your mouth.
shut your mouth.
Oh, man.
Chop.
I
Wow.
can't do it anymore. I can't even watch them anymore. I can't rewatch them just because of the fact that they're doing now like the guy who walks by with a gun, the guy who just watches the door. They're doing a whole movie or a series on them. It's, I mean, it works, right? There people watch it, but like
I don't care. Like I don't like every single Star Wars thing they put out, but I've been a huge Star Wars fan for a long time. I've read over 200 Star Wars books. Okay.
Oh, it's more than me. Holy shit.
Yeah, I have like a lot read.
Oh,
If
man.
you can pinpoint like the newer books, I'm not completely caught up to, but yeah, I've read a lot of them. But I haven't watched the latest series, Skeleton Crew.
Yeah, I haven't watched that.
And
either.
have no interest in watching it.
Yeah.
So like kind of like Paul said, you get kind of like, all right, yeah, whatever.
at one point it becomes so like it's just like they're gonna do something on like the deciduous trees that are on the planet Hoth or whatever, like
Yeah.
if that even makes sense to you guys,
So
Why
who would you
Paul's
say is
odd?
who is the biggest Star Wars fan between the three of you? Because I'm not a Star Wars guy. But who would you say is the biggest? Is it Paul, Jordan, or Bhavin?
Definitely not Paul.
No.
Yeah, definitely not Paul.
No,
I would say,
okay.
like in terms of like fan lore, I'm more on like the design and like the technical aspects of Star Wars, and it sounds like Jordan's really more in the myth than like even I am. So I was, because like, I was more interested in like the shipbuilding and all that kind of stuff. And that's what really
like,
drawn me.
don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
right? But like, I mean, just those like, I don't know if it's sci-fi or like adventure, you know, like fantasy stuff, like like Lord of the Rings and that kind of stuff. Like the only two movies I've ever fallen asleep in a theater for, like literally fell asleep, are Lord of the Rings 1 and Lord of the Rings 2. Lord of the Rings 3, I like, you know, I'm like, it's a little too early for a nap. So, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know what it is. They're great movies. The cinematography is great. The story is really cool. But like, I don't know. When people like Jordan, you say you've read all those books, you know, like, are the books better than the movie?
Yeah.
Well, then you know, everybody says that. Like, yo, you should read the book. I was like, oh no, you should see the movie. Like,
Yeah.
Like this, you know what I mean? I mean, and it's true, right? There's so much more detail. Like, I mean, one of my favorite movies of all time is American Psycho, and just because like Christian Bale is incredible in that. And I read the book because I was like, I gotta read this book. And I mean, I'm not really a you know, a reader. It takes me a really long time to read a book. Like, I'll read a couple pages and I'll put it down. I'll have to process it, kind of thing. But I read the American Psycho and I was like, what the fuck did I just read? It was the most insane, like crazy, you know, violence thing I've ever picked up. But at the same time, psychotic. You know, Bret Easton Ellis is the author, and you know, you can put a lot more into a book, is what I'm saying. So I mean, I get reading the books are better. Like, Bhavin, you ever read like? Did you like Lord of the Rings too?
Yeah. I read Lord of the Rings. I actually, when you guys talk about them, I'm like, oh, I haven't read that in a long time. I kind of want to like read them now because it's
You're
like
reread them.
Ugh.
well, no, here's the thing though. It's like I'm having the problem where I don't want to watch like and do anything but like think, like either write comedy or just like do the work I need to do. But it's like now I'm just like I don't even want to watch TV and stuff. So I'm like I'm kind of going back to books again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I kind of want to read a hard book. But well, Lord of the Rings was hard. It's been a while since I read those. So
Wow. So you've
That's
been
a
doing
book
comedy
that-
since May, Bhavin?
no, since this I would say December of last year. So it's been a year and a bit. Yeah.
A year and a bit. And how do you find it? Do you like it?
Oh yeah, I love it. I don't think I would ever trade comedy for like anything. It's like the one hobby I found that's a channel of energy and like the way I've been looking all from like my entire life.
Good for you.
So it's like it's kind of like it's I found my like surfing or like that sport that you can just do by yourself and not worry about it. So it's been super fun. I would say in some ways it's kind of a blessing to be unemployed while trying to navigate, you know, trying to do entrepreneurship and stuff as well. But I think in my first year of stand-up comedy and having that year that I can have a buffer and work on is like super helpful, because I think as your first year comic, the emotional ups and downs are just like on another level. Like it's crazy. It's nuts. Yeah. And like I really went for it. Like you could ask Jordan, like I really put in like work. And it paid off because like I've had the best comment I've heard from a comic was like, you don't look like you've been doing this for a year.
That's
but
awesome.
that's all from like the work and the time I had. So again, it was kind of like and I use that as like a mental like life raft just to stay sane in this like really frustrating period of my life.
Yeah. It's cool to get those like it's funny, like you're talking about like a lifeboat kind of thing. You're talking about like stuff that can kind of keep you afloat. Yeah, when you get those kind of when you get that kind of a response, you know what I mean? I know for me it's whenever you like I mean oftentimes I don't hear that explosion of laughter from the crowd. Like everybody bursts out laughing. It's only happened a couple times where you have to wait for them to stop laughing to get to your next joke, which is like it's why you do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
When someone comes up to you after and says something to you, you know, or somebody wants to take a picture with you, it's like, what? Really? You know, like it's something that kind of like tonight was such a success, even if they didn't laugh or this, you know, like you mumbled on your set or whatever. But when someone comes up and says something or something like that, you know, like somebody says a comment, you really do. You know, I'm sure all of us can have stories about that, but stuff that like kind of just wow, like this is why I'm doing it. You know.
Yeah, I agree, and I think for me, and you know, maybe not all of you know this, but like I grew up with a stutter as well. So for me, it's like whenever I go on the comedy stage, and this is like why I kind of see myself as like a comedian philosopher in some ways, because like like to me, if you're overcoming your stutter, that's like the hardest thing you could possibly do for the cards you're dealt with, right? And so to me, it's like climbing like Mount Everest every single time. Because it's like there's that battle I've used to do over and over again, but I realize, oh wait, I've done this battle so many times now.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel like a Sherpa more than like a white guy on Everest, where I'm kind of used to, like, my lungs are kind of used to Everest more than maybe other people realize. But that's just because I've done it
so many times.
So many times for not even stand-up comedy. I mean, like ordering coffee at Tim Hortons, right? Like,
Yep.
yeah.
What's your biggest challenge so far in comedy?
I would say, right now, my biggest challenge is not being greedy. Now this is a story with like me and Jordan. But like, when I first was going to the Mill Tavern, I was trying to write like weekly jokes all the time with like brand new 5-minute sets and stuff. And now here's the thing: you can write the jokes, but to actually refine it and stuff, right? Now, I was mostly just brainstorming stuff, but then I eventually switched to kind of improv, because I found you do better with improv, with finding new material, because like, wait, oh, this kind of landed somewhere. Let's kind of, dig in. Versus
Like
I was
crowd work, you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So, but then it made me realize, okay, through that whole experience, it's like, okay, I really need a tight 5, because there are times where Jordan's called me at multiple time intervals.
Yeah.
Where can you do a set? And that's where you realize the importance of a tight 5, right? So
Yeah.
you have to be ready for it.
Can you do a set? Yeah, when? 5 minutes from now.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well, the first time I met Bhavin, actually, I think it was Karthik was out at the Mill Tavern. You were there, and I guess you were relatively green, kind of still, right? Like you hadn't had a lot of sets, and you said to us at the table that your goal was to do a brand new 5 to 6 minutes every single time you went up.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
And I said, that's a bad move, Bhavin. That's not good.
It is, yeah, exactly.
Like I said, it's okay to keep writing. Like, don't ever stop writing, but you need to at least tighten up your type 5, right? You need to have something that is going to hit every single time.
Yeah, exactly.
Otherwise, you're going in and it's, it could kill you, really.
Or do it and just be the most ballsy comedian of all time, But
I think if that was the case, I don't know if, at least in my perspective, I don't know if I would have called up Bhavin like first thing and been like, "Hey man, want to come out to Cornwall for
Yeah. But that's a good point, because like for the first year or so, I had, a group of people, friends and family, the same group that would come and watch me on a regular basis. So I was trying to come up with new stuff for them, and I'm looking back, I'm thinking like, why was I doing that? Killing myself, trying to come up with new material, trying to memorize it, the struggle of that, forgetting it on stage. And so I kind of dropped that.
I think if you're not ultimately relaying something that makes you laugh, like if you don't think it's funny, you shouldn't say it, right? It's because you're not gonna, the spirit won't be in it. You know what I mean? And all the stuff I say on stage is because I'll just think of it. And you guys are probably the same, but I'll think of it like many times. You guys have been like, where did you get that from? Just came from my reading American Psycho, Bret Easton Ellis, that kind of thing. Like, where did he get this shit from?
Exactly.
This is your mind, and if it doesn't make you laugh, if you're not, oh man, this is funny. Like your smile isn't there, your spirit isn't in it, and I think it's very important.
Yeah,
it is. I also think because Dave, you brought up a point. I didn't really I didn't enter my comedy journey the same way, right? Like a lot of people start off when they first hit the comedy stage, bringing out all the friends and family, and I was many years before I was willing to do that. So by the time I got up, I had a little bit more experience under my belt, and so even though my friends and family are coming and they're hearing the same joke, my delivery into the joke is it changes. I like to play with it. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
You know where I'm going, but I still
even if it's the inflection of your voice changes or whatever. Like people have often said that to me as well. Like and Jordan, I know we've talked about it, but like, do you do the same stuff every time? Like, do you do the same jokes, or does it change? And it's hard to answer. You're like, well, I mean, yeah, they're kind of sometimes they're same, sometimes they'll do new ones, but like it is always different, you know. Like it really,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then the stuff I like about, I mean, Paul, your stuff is really good, but it's more like you're delivering jokes, right? But Jordan is kind of different because one of your bits is like your two moms bits. You're interacting with the crowd, so it's different. It's the same bit, but it's different every single time
The
because you're
reaction I'm
talking to different
receiving.
people. Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
Yeah,
So it's always
exactly.
different.
and you can feed off that too, eh, Jordan? Like you
Yeah.
can like whatever their reaction is, you know, like no, you're supposed to be my mom, like act like my mom, you know, like
Yeah.
It's almost like you're putting the weight on them,
Yeah.
but you know what you know where you're going.
Exactly. They're doing a lot of the work for me,
Yeah.
even though I know where I want to go with it. Right?
yeah.
So yeah, it's and you know what, the crowd I find enjoys that, especially now when you see all these TikTok videos with the crowd interaction, the crowd work jokes.
Oh yeah.
They want to be part of it, but they also are trying to respect the fact that it's a comedy show. So it is fun to do that. But
Yeah.
know where you're going. I would recommend before you start doing
I
that.
agree with that.
Instead of a new 5 minutes every time.
That is really ambitious.
That's ballsy. Yeah.
But Bhavin, what would you say? I know it's only been a year or
Yeah.
a year and a bit, but what would you say? Like your highlight, like your the proudest moment so far of your short comedy career.
I would say it was actually last Friday on Jordan's show, a culture comedy. That was probably I walked out thinking that was probably my best set I ever did, and that's after like a bit of a 2-month break. And there's another comic, JP. He was telling me, I told him I took a break. He's like, "That's good," and I think I understood that. Like once you take that break, it does make the material somehow better in your head, but you don't know it till you try it. And it just came out in a way that it just flowed, and I went under time too, right? Which is it's not a bad thing. I actually like it when I'm kind of before the clocks, especially if it was material that I've done for a while. But yeah, that was probably like my best set I ever did to date, but only because of how I felt afterwards. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, you were funny, man.
Thank
You were funny. Speaking of funny, we got a segment called "Whose Joke Is It Anyway?" Are you guys ready to play?
Yeah.
All right. On that enthusiastic tone, Bhavin, we'll explain everything, but
Yay.
we're gonna play a game called "Whose Joke Is It Anyway?" Here we go.
Fucking hate
All right.
Sure.
All right. So, Bhavin, how this works is we're going to play 3 rounds. So, in round 1, I will read 3 jokes, one written by each of us. So, one from Jordan, one from Paul, and one from me. You have to listen very intently. And when I'm done reading the 3 jokes, I'll come back to you and I'll ask you who you think wrote which joke. And for everybody out there watching, feel free to put your guesses in the chat as well. We would love you to play along.
Should we wait and then read the comments as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
cool.
see that. Yeah, I'll see YouTube comments when they come up. And Jordan and Bhavin, feel free to bring up any comments you guys see. So, are you ready, Bhavin?
Sure, let's do it.
All right. So, round 1, 3 jokes, one written by Jordan, one by Paul, and one by Dave. Joke number 1. I'm very excited about my new personal trainer. His name is Thomas. He's a tank. All right, so that's joke number 1. Joke number 2. Why is a painter never satisfied with 1 round of sex? Because they always need 2 coats. And joke number 3. I feel like Dr. Seuss wasted a lot of money on school only to end up writing books for kids. So those are your jokes. So to recap, we have the first one about the personal trainer, Thomas the Tank. Joke number 2 about the painter needing never satisfied with 1 round of sex. And the third joke, Dr. Seuss. Again, if you're watching, feel free to comment on who you think wrote which joke. Bhavin, who do you think wrote which joke?
The The first one's Paul.
So the Thomas the trainer.
Yep.
Paul. Okay.
The second one is Jordan. I
The
think.
second one, Jordan.
Yep.
Okay.
And the third one is Dave.
The third one is me. All right. We got a, let's see. We got Thomas. The Thought Broker has a guess of joke number 1 is Paul's. Joke number 2 is Dave. And joke number 3 is Jordan.
I have Monica says joke number 1 is me. Joke number 2 is Dave. And joke number 3 is Paul.
All right. Bhavin, do you have any comments?
No, I
any
don't.
guesses?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Nope, they don't.
Nope. All right. So the joke about Thomas the Tank was actually from me. So that's a Dave. Joke number 2 about the painter satisfied with 1 round of sex is Jordan. And joke number 3, Dr. Seuss, is Paul's. So Thought Broker, you are 0 for 3.
Okay.
Bhavin, I think you are.
You got
You
definitely.
got Jordan's.
I got Jordan.
Yeah, you got.
Nice.
Okay, so 1 point for Jordan's.
Nice.
Well done. All right. For round number 2, we are going to go to Mr. Paul Bourgon.
Okay. Okay, Bhavin, you ready?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, here's joke number 1. Eating lobster is like an orgy at the old folks' home. Lots of cracking and snapping, and you gotta wear a bib.
Oh God, that's
Okay, joke number 2. Every time I go to the gym, there's always someone taking their time sitting there on their phone using the equipment that I want. Now I know why they call them weights. Okay, that's joke number 2. Joke number 3. Where is an Indian's favorite place to have sex? in the butt.
Whoa.
the last one is Paul. Let's just go with that. Only Paul is capable of that kind of.
Wow.
Yes. That's like a forehanded slap. Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
I'm shocked.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm just making my guesses.
You want to
Okay.
recap?
I'm
Call
gonna
that
do.
dead air time, Bhavin.
I'm gonna do. Okay, hold on. Okay, I have my guesses. You ready?
Yeah, I got no other guesses here, so.
Okay.
Joke number 1 was the orgy.
That's
Joke
Paul.
number 2 is weight room. Joke number 3 is butt.
All of them are yours.
No. Well, you know what? That's a smart strategy.
You know, it's good strategy, and they're all funny jokes. So thank you very much, Bhavin. Yeah, thank you very, very much. You're actually wrong. Dave, do you want to go ahead and give it?
No, you go ahead, man.
Okay, yeah. So joke number 1 about the orgy, which is amazing, is Dave's. I feel like you guys are trying to get to alter your humor here. Like, anyway, joke number 2 with the weights is me.
Okay.
Okay, and joke number 3 of the butt, which is gold, is Jordan. So thank you very much for saying that was me. But Jordan's so offended, eh? Only Paul's capable of coming up with something that genius. Yeah.
All right, so you got 1 point on that one as well, Bhavin. So
Okay.
1 in round 1, 1 in round 2. We're still looking for that perfect round. Round number 3 is going to be Jordan. So take it away, Jordan.
Okay.
Got like the longest one. Hold on. I'm just going to clear my throat with this non-alcoholic beverage. Sponsored by Above.
And you're not allowed to guess all the same person, Bhavin.
Okay.
That's a little loophole that we just closed on you. Sorry.
Okay. Well, that's. I'm known to find loopholes. That's how.
It's always going to be one or the other, yeah.
Yeah. Fair.
All right. Joke number 1. Steroids are often seen as you're cheating to gain muscle. Like they're an easier way to get where you want. They should be called escalator-roids. That's joke number 1.
Okay.
Joke number 2. What's the deal with seagulls? It sounds like they're laughing all the time. Always at one seagull too. You think that seagull's a comedian? All the other seagulls talk about going to watch C. Gulliger in the Walmart parking lot. The things he does with the McDonald's paper bag. He really takes it to a whole new height.
Oh my God.
That's joke number 2. Joke number 3. More and more parents are not telling their kids play football because they're just too much of a risk that they'll get drafted by the Packers. I just want to say, fuck you.
Well, that's obvious now. Who didn't write joke number 3?
Fuck you.
Okay.
All right.
I think the first one's Jordan, the second one's Dave, and the third one's Paul.
Ooh.
That's a big fat 0, buddy.
Oh,
Wow.
Bhavin, you don't know us at all, do you?
Wow.
no, I don't actually know.
You're at the open
All
mic
right.
every Thursday, man.
To be fair, these are all really like similar style jokes.
Yeah, they are.
So you know what I mean? Like this
Yeah.
is like I shouldn't be laughing at them but
No.
yeah.
they're pretty subpar-ish. Some of them.
Oh, we had
subpar.
subpar. Yeah, just wait till you see a bits that bite segment if you think those are subpar.
That's
Yeah.
fair.
We had Thought Broker guest. Joke number 1 was Paul. Number 2 is Jordan. 3 is Dave. I think he put this
That's
in
3
after.
for 3.
I think he put this in after the. No, he didn't because you haven't revealed.
No,
Yes,
I
you
haven't.
have
I
revealed.
haven't. But
No, you haven't revealed. You're
That's
right.
the correct. He's perfect. He's 3 for 3.
Oh my God. Yes, sir. And Glenn Sloan said Dave wrote the Packers one for sure.
Yeah, he did. And
100%.
I got this, and I looked at the list. I'm like, you son of a bitch.
You shut your mouth.
You
Yeah.
shut your mouth and you're chopping. Get the hell out of here. You're chopping. Anyway, so Bhavin, you ended up with 2 points out of 9. So
Okay. fine.
congratulations. We will send you our parting gift. You should get it in about 6 months.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right.
Appreciate the losing knowledge.
That brings an end to another rousing episode of Whose Joke Is It Anyway? And I'm going to play it again just because Paul hates it. All right, we are back. We got one more thing left to do, final thoughts. But before we get to that, we're going to open up the floor again. Does anybody have anything they would like to discuss?
Yeah, man. I want to talk about my temptation that I had to suffer with yesterday.
Yeah, seriously. Guy goes to Montreal and doesn't drink. Like what? What'd
It
you
gets
do?
worse, man. It
You
gets
go to
worse.
Super Sex? Didn't
All right,
drink?
let's hear it, man. Let's hear it.
We won tickets for the Habs game like last year for yesterday's Habs game. A great.
How
seat.
did you win them? How did you win them?
So I hosted a cancer fundraiser in Montreal, and there was a raffle draw, and Monica won the tickets from the raffle draw. I didn't rig it. I wasn't pulling out prizes. The founder of the I guess one of the helpers for it, who created the event, started pulling the tickets, and she won the Habs tickets. So it was all the way till yesterday. And we had booked a hotel because we were going to spend the night and just kind of not worry about rushing back to Ottawa. And we get the tickets. They're in the 200 sections. Great seats. I get into the 200s, and I had planned to spend about like $80, maybe $100 on food because I like eating, especially in Montreal. And I get up to the concessions or whatever, and I'm ordering stuff. And I have my debit card out. And I'm like, yeah, I'll pay with debit. And she goes, no, it's free. And I'm like, what?
Wow.
And she's like,
Really?
Wow.
yeah, no, this section is free. Everything here is free.
Oh,
And I'm like,
You gotta be kidding.
I shit you not, man. I didn't even bring, like, I'm a pot smoker. So if I had known this, I would have smoked like a joint and then come in and just destroyed the fucking place. But yeah,
Right.
Oh,
every
my
single
God.
like intermission, man, I was going back and loading up with food. I left with food. Like,
That's
Wow.
amazing.
Oh,
free
I love
beer?
That's
like I don't know
amazing.
if the alcohol is free, but I had $80. I could have spent that on the booze. that
Still, like
weekend.
if you're not, yes, that's great. If you're not drinking, free food though, like
Free-
that. Free
That's
food's
like-
amazing.
it's the best. Yeah.
That's
So you have like
incredible.
nachos, popcorn, like
Oh yeah, yeah.
everything.
And it's
Oh,
free too. Like you're smiling. Like every kernel of popcorn. This was free. This was free. This was free.
That's amazing, man. Do you know what the value of that is? Like, just to give you an example, when the World Juniors were here in Ottawa at the CTC, one bottle of water and a bag of chips was $14. So imagine the value that you consumed last night.
Yeah, man.
Do you want to know what?
Hundreds.
You want to know what food we got? Okay, we got potins. I got hot dogs. I got smoked meat sandwiches, multiple smoked meat sandwiches.
You're on a diet. You're on a
I
diet.
got pretzels.
Yeah.
I got nachos. I feel like I'm forgetting stuff.
Wow.
Oh, we had waters. We had pop.
Oh my goodness.
It's unreal, eh? Go to a game. You can't go to a game like taking a date to a game. Like you want to sit in the good section too. It's $1,000. Like
Man,
think about it.
Yeah.
If you want to sit in the 100 section, take someone to a let's say a Leafs Sens game. You know, $1,000, man. My cousin, my brother, and my uncle and I went to a game a few years ago. I'll never forget this. And this was a few years ago. My cousin gets us each a pulled pork sandwich, which was about like 5 bites, you know, like small bites, right? Meaning it's a small sandwich, and so 4 pulled pork sandwiches, and it was $65.
Jesus. Oh my God.
like what? Where's Ashton? Okay.
Wow.
You're being punked here. Yeah.
Well, at the CTC, like
Yeah.
when the you guys are familiar with the Golden Palace egg rolls, right?
Yeah.
Like
Oh, I heard about
if
those.
you're not
Yeah,
familiar with
yeah.
it, it's like they're legendary. They're like the best egg roll in the city. And the CTC Canadian Tire Center started serving them a number of years ago. And when they first came out, I went and I ordered 2 egg rolls, and I thought, oh my God, it's only $10. That's reasonable.
For $10
But the
an egg roll.
size of the egg roll was like they were this big.
Yeah.
They were like
Oh.
tiny. I'm like, okay, now
What a
this
rip.
makes sense. It's a rip
Yeah,
off.
that makes more sense. Oh, what a
yeah,
rip.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
You
anyway.
pay to play, right? You pay to
Yeah.
play.
Well, congratulations, Jordan, man. That sounds like a great night at the Bell Center in Montreal.
It was a lot of fun. The crowd was
Sorry, guys.
the crowd was insane. Actually, we had nothing like that here, and all I could think about was how come we don't have this in Ottawa, like with the sections like that.
Because everybody's drunk.
Duds. We're a bunch of duds here in Ottawa, man.
The owner
That's
used to be
your
part
point.
owner of the Habs, man. Like,
That's right.
implement that here. I'd spend $200 if I knew that I'm getting free food, you know, or $400 if I'm getting free food, because I'm gonna enjoy it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's wild, man.
I almost
Bhavin, have
became
you?
a Habs fan.
Sorry.
I almost became a Habs fan.
Oh wow.
Oh, hey,
It
that's
was
like
really close.
instant ejection from this podcast, man.
That's like
Easy
saying
enough.
you almost became a Bills fan.
Oh,
Jesus.
ew.
It's bad enough we have like a Glenn Sloan, a Buffalo Sabres fan, watching.
Oh, I would never
Like-
never become a Sabres fan.
Wow. Glenn's a Buffalo Sabres fan?
He is, man. Like,
Wow.
just
I
look-
wonder why. I wonder what brought him to the Buffalo Sabres.
Look at his avatar, man. See the Buffalo Sabres logo?
Well, good for him, you know?
it's not even it's not the good Sabres logo one. So the best one was the
Yeah.
ram head, man.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Pat LaFontaine. Yeah.
All
Exactly.
you football people can't
That-
contribute.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are you a hockey enthusiast?
Football? No.
Bhavin?
I used to watch a lot of sports, like mostly basketball, but then I just basically stopped watching sports for the most part.
You're a cricket fan, though, right?
No, absolutely not. Baseball,
Oh, wow.
really, man.
Wow. First Indian guy
I
I've
grew
ever
up.
been a cricket
Well,
fan.
like I was born in Canada, so I grew up with the Jays winning
There you
and
go.
all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like it's a different experience once the championships. When you live through it, even as a baby, it's like it's kind of embedded in you.
Yeah.
We got another comment from Glenn Sloan. He says, "You need the free food to make up for having to watch the Habs." You know what? I
Wow,
can't
that's
disagree with that.
Attaboy, Glenn.
Yeah,
Can't
that's
disagree
fair.
with you, Glenn. That's the comment of the night. Thank you, Glenn. Well done.
Just for
well
that, you won free hot sauce from Meow. That's hot.
done. Exactly. Exactly.
I still haven't performed there. It's kind of funny. I want to see if
awesome.
I can just not perform there
Yeah.
in Ottawa as long as I can.
Be prepared to be able to hear a fucking ant piss on cotton.
Oh God.
If you're me. Yeah.
Fair
I
enough.
kind of get off on it now. I love the fact that like not a peep. You can hear like the electrical in the ceiling. Like
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
So
My
You
goal,
can hear ants walking on the ceiling. My
Yeah.
God.
my goal
I
is
don't
just
go
to
there
get
anymore
Zach-
because. Sorry, Jordan, go ahead.
My goal is just to make Zach laugh. I know no one's
I
gonna
like,
laugh.
yeah, I like that
Right.
too.
Get Zach to laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't go anymore because of the mill every Thursday. It's closer for me to go to the mill
That's
in
fair.
Manotick.
Yeah.
But I've walked out of the Meow That's Hot, and I've quit so many times. I'm like, I suck at this. I'm terrible.
Well,
Why am I doing this?
Good way to cut your teeth, I guess, eh?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. With that, gentlemen, we got to get one more thing to get to, one more piece of business on this live episode 42, and it's called Final Thoughts. All right, Final Thoughts. I love it.
All
Episode
three of us went the
42.
drums. Bhavin like, what are we listening to?
That's great because I can see all of you like in the bottom. So when the intro comes up, I can see what all of you are doing, and it's hilarious. You're all rocking out like a bunch of metalheads. All right, final thoughts where we go around the virtual room and get our final thoughts for episode 42. Jordan, let's start with you. Your final thought for this first ever live episode of Six Nuts Podcast.
Yeah, thanks to everybody for hopping on, leaving some comments, spending some time with us. Shout out to Meow That's Hot. That's how Paul and I met. I do love that place. It is a great place to cut your teeth, learn some shit, meet some new people. You never know what's going to happen. You could start a podcast with them. Glenn knows what I'm talking about. I just want to say next week is going to be quite hectic for me, so I hope if everybody's looking for some stage time, please come out to the Mill Tavern on Thursday. We got Friday Night Laughs again at Cultures on Friday. Saturday is another show. We have a Montreal comic coming out by the name of Vasim. Sunday we have a Lady Longhorns fundraiser at Local Heroes. I think some of us here will be performing there. And yeah, I'll be at Shea Putters on Monday. That's it. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. And thank you, Bhavin, for agreeing to hop on.
Perfect.
You're
Thank you,
welcome.
Jordan,
Thank you.
for those very good final thoughts. Paul Bourgon, let's go to you. Final thoughts.
Thank you, Bhavin, for coming out, man. You know, it's pretty cool. It's fun. It's always fun having a guest because you can, like, you know, the three of us kind of get carried away sometimes, and we're like, oh, geez, we're doing a podcast right now, you know. But yeah, it's good. It's good to have a guest on too, someone who's you know, especially you're kind of new into the scene as well. Like, I mean, I'm kind of new of almost 4 years, but still, it's you know, we're still fresh, we're still newbies, you know, so we can all kind of relate to each other, right? So thanks for coming on, man, and all you guys are great.
Thank you, Paul. Great final thoughts as always. My final thoughts before we get to you, Bhavin, is as always, thank you for joining us on this first ever live broadcast. Thank you to everybody watching and commenting. Glenn Sloan, Thought Broker, you were very active in the chat. That really helps
Not
us
your
a
average
lot.
Joe.
Yeah, Not Your Average Joe. Thank you for watching. And, you know, we're going to do this again. So we'd love to see you all back here live. So with that, Bhavin, let's go to you to end this first ever live stream. Your
wow.
final thoughts for tonight.
Sure. So I guess, you know, obviously, thank you for, you know, having me on. It's been great. And it's also cool to live stream to my followers. I don't really talk to them a lot this way. You know, I have some videos and stuff. So if any of my followers are here, thank you so much for all the support. It's been quite the adventure this past year. And, you know, hope to do some more kind of cool things over the next year. And yeah, you know, thanks again, you know, especially Dave and Jordan and Paul, who've been helping navigate me as a first timer in the Ottawa comedy scene, and to do like weekend shows and stuff. And after a year, it's like kind of a dream come true. So thank you. And again, Jordan was my first paid producer, so I still have the 20. I have not used it.
Can I borrow that 20?
It's a trophy, so can I borrow that 20? I'm actually going to frame it. It's going to say like emergency use only kind of thing.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Bhavin. We appreciate that. And we'd love to have you back anytime. You're a lot of fun, and I'm sure we'll have you back real soon. So thanks to you. Thanks, Jordan. Thanks, Paul. Thanks, everybody out there. And we will see you all next time.